For more than 55 years, Thunder Bay Hydraulics has helped keep critical equipment running through expert hydraulic cylinder repair and manufacturing. With in-house engineering, precision machining, and decades of real-world experience, their team solves tough hydraulic challenges for some of Canada's most demanding industries. Their mission is simple: a relentless pursuit of zero downtime. Learn more at www.thunderbayhydraulics.com. You are capable. You are smart. You are worthy. You are enough to succeed. Stick in it long enough to win. Nothing is going to come easy. You're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to dig in. But if you dig in and you stick with it, you will win in time.
The great Mark Cuban once said, "Business happens over years and years. Value is measured in the total upside of a business relationship, not by how much you squeezed out in any one deal." And we couldn't agree more. This is the Business Development Podcast, based in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and broadcasting to the world. You'll get expert business development advice, tips and experiences, and you'll hear interviews with business owners, CEOs, and business development reps. You'll get actionable advice on how to grow business. Brought to you by Capital Business Development, capitalbd.ca. Let's do it. Welcome to the Business Development Podcast. And now your expert host, Kelly Kennedy.
Hello! Welcome to episode 331 of the Business Development Podcast. And let me start the episode by thanking all of you for your patience over the past month. I hope you've enjoyed the extremely incredible guest list we have had back to back for the past month and a half or so now. It's been kind of a bit of a incredible time here at the BDP. There's lots going on. For those of you who may or may not know what I've been up to, I have been in the middle of building a bunch of new things because that's what I love to do. And one of those things has been the launch of I Used to Work There, my latest podcast. And it's been quite the experience, guys, doing a literally completely different show. It's been an absolute ton of fun to make, though, and it's been pushing my boundaries like no tomorrow. So for those of you looking for a fun new show that is still in the guise of work, but more so on the entertainment side, we're telling the wild stories, the scary stories, the inspiring, funny, exciting stories that happen to us at work on I Used to Work There. And for those of you who may or may not know, we actually have 3 episodes out. So I actually haven't had a chance to come on here yet and even tell you guys about it because I've been so busy just with life and work and building podcasts and doing I Used to Work There and scheduling interviews. It's been crazy. It's so different, guys, than, when I started this particular show. I Used to Work There is totally story-driven and completely listener-driven. So we're having our listeners also submit stories. And so if you're listening to this right now and you have a story that happened to you at work that you're like, this is crazy, this is unbelievable, scary, paranormal, you name it, and you want to tell it, please let me know, hr@iusedtoworkthere.com, and we will get you on the show to share your incredible story. But it's been a lot of fun, guys. And so if you enjoy the BDP, I highly, highly suggest you check out I Used to Work There. We have 3 full-length episodes out right now, and we could really use that early BDP support. And so if you guys follow this show, please hop on over to I Used to Work There. Give it a follow on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you enjoy it, please leave us a rating. It really helps the new show to be picked up. But I'm having a ton of fun with that. However, we are now back to regular scheduling. There will still be the occasional Wednesday guest episode, just the way that it works out as we head into, this 3rd year of the show. But we're figuring it out, how to balance everything. And I want to definitely do both shows consistently. And so that's kind of what I've been working on. We also had some really cool opportunities come through Capital BD. I actually had a company reach out to me not that long ago to help them build authority through podcasting, which is, an area that I've never explored before. And so I'm kind of excited about putting together a proposal for that. And so there's just lots of new things happening in our world. And obviously, they've all been happening for a while. Everything takes a little bit of planning. But really, I Used to Work There came together fairly quickly. The idea for I Used to Work There happened during Christmas shopping with Shelby. And so really, we're talking about Christmas to now, to having a fully produced show, completely different than anything we've ever done before, and just a ton of fun to make and hear people's incredible stories. So things happen quickly. Things happen quickly in this world, whether it's Capital BD or I Used to Work There or the Business Development Podcast. Things are clipping along. And I think the important thing to remember is that the beginning of anything only happens when you guys keep taking steps. And so today I want to talk all about launching new ideas, new shows, new products, new services. So many of you are entrepreneurs or are entrepreneurs in the making or have a great idea and haven't took action on it yet. And so I really wanted to spend some time today talking about the beginning of anything meaningful that you are going to embark on. What are some of the pitfalls that you can ultimately run into? And how do we get better at exploring these ideas, at executing these ideas, and frankly, just having more success in general? Because the biggest thing in your way whenever you're starting something new is your ability to keep moving forward. If you stall, the project stalls very quickly. And so I am a huge fan of moving fast, moving quickly, taking on those challenges, doing the best you can in any situation as long as it ultimately moves you forward. Because momentum and moving forward is a greater indicator of success than almost anything else. Sometimes good enough is all that it takes. Because if good enough gets you to the next step always shows the next one, always shows the next one. I always like to say, and you guys, if you guys have been listening for any length of time, I like to reflect back on the Lord of the Rings, right? Frodo has got to get from the Shire all the way to Mordor to get rid of that ring. It's a monumental journey, almost an impossible journey at many points along the way. But every journey always starts with one step. And if you take that one step, the next step becomes obvious. And if you take that step, the next step becomes obvious. Every major journey, every giant company, every production, podcast, idea that has ever gone anywhere starts with a single step. So much of being successful is simply taking that step and keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. I like to use the latest example of I Used to Work There, because that idea came from a conversation on a car ride to West Edmonton Mall. Me and Shelb were going Christmas shopping or something like that. Sometimes we like to just go there and wander around. It's a great place to spend, a couple hours. And we were driving there and we just started talking about it. The idea for I Used to Work There came. Guys, I had literally bought the domain for the show before I even got out of the car at the mall. That's how fast that idea started to come into fruition. I was already thinking about it. What's next? What could this look like? That night, I was literally already designing logo ideas. And I get that it's kind of fast. I totally understand that that's pretty fast. But I move quickly on ideas because I recognize that good ideas don't last with us forever. You have to take action. You have to take action quickly. Otherwise, they just go away. For every idea that I've had, I should have, 10 different companies. I didn't take action on all of them, right? But I know myself. And if I don't take action quickly, things don't move forward. And if things don't move forward, they fail quickly. And so it's really important that if you have a great idea, if you have something you want to do, take action as quickly as possible. So today, I want to spend some time, like I said, on the beginning of things, whatever you want to start. And I've found, like I said, much success in my ventures over the past 5 years, but not everything has gone to plan. Many projects in this world fizzle out before they ever get the chance to succeed, like I was just talking about. I'm a pretty stubborn person, guys, and my stubbornness has always helped me succeed. I really hate quitting. I hate letting people down. and I love to just move forward and get somewhere good. I've had a lot of thoughts about failure and what true failure is, especially in the show. At this point, I've interviewed, if not 200 people, we're getting pretty darn close. I think I've interviewed over 200 people, but not released over 200 guest episodes yet. But we're like right there, if not already past it. And so the one thing that I think really surprised me, and I was at a lunch today and I was talking with, one of my clients about it, was that my views on failure have completely changed. I think in the beginning, I thought that people could just try really hard and ultimately fail. And if this is you, I'm not saying that we can't run into roadblocks, run into things that seem impossible, situations that seem insurpassable, right? But I think my idea with regards to failure at this point is simply you can choose to no longer keep going. I don't necessarily think that's failure either, though, because I think that's you making a calculated choice on what is best for you and your business and your family and your life moving forward. I still don't necessarily consider choosing to stop doing something failure either, because every time you choose to stop doing something, you open up the world for something better you could be doing. I want to maybe talk a little bit about authentic hustle in that way. I loved doing authentic hustle. I had so much fun with it. I got to hang out with Colin Harms and Vijay Swaminathan every single Wednesday. We had great conversations. We had a lot of fun on the show, but the show itself was taking me quite a bit of time to produce. And, like anything I do, I don't like half-assing it. And so even though I could have maybe cut some corners on the production of that show, I chose not to cut corners. Instead, I chose to produce it properly, put it on YouTube, make sure that everything we needed to grow it every single week was happening. The show itself was still kind of struggling a little bit with its audience, with its growth, with its purpose. I think we were struggling to understand maybe what to do with it, how to monetize it, how to take it to the next level. And so I'd kind of reached out to the team and we had a conversation. I just said, I'm spending a lot of time making this thing and I think I need to offload some of this production. We ultimately chose as a group to, shut it down temporarily, call it the end of season 1, and maybe in the future we'll reopen it for season 2. And that's still definitely on the table. But we chose at that time to wrap it down, to make room in all of our lives for something more meaningful. And it's amazing because now I have, an entire day basically to take on new clients, to tackle maybe this production company work that I want to work on, or to produce I Used to Work There, which is a show I'm really enjoying making, right? So even though you could consider Authentic Hustle a failure, it really wasn't a failure. It was an ultimate choice to make room for something better. And I think all three of us are already doing that. And so I think it's, it's important to understand that failure isn't really failure. True failure in the sense of what we think of it is actually not real. No matter what happens to you, for you, or in your business, there is simply things that work and things that didn't work. And when you look at any company that's been around for a while, it's very, very likely that they either have completely different services or sell completely different products than when they started. Understand that. That's important. Look at Ford. If Ford was still making the Model A, they probably wouldn't be in business anymore. But now they make the Ford GT. Now they make the Ford Mustang, the Ford F-150, the best-selling truck basically in the world, as far as I understand. Look at it from that standpoint, right? They have to evolve. They have to keep making new products, designing new products, reinventing themselves. It is iteration that makes companies successful. It is being open to evolution, being open to change that makes them powerful, okay? It is very likely that 100-year-old companies, they sell completely different products and services because those products and services ran their course and possibly would have failed if they just kept making them. But instead of these companies just waving the white flags and giving up and saying, these products and services have ran their course, instead, they iterated and evolved and they made new products and invented new services. And I now believe that you only fail when you make the choice to stop evolving. Listen, if your product and service company no longer meets the needs of the market, the only way you fail is if you continue to not meet the needs of the market. If you choose tomorrow to offer a different service, a different product, something that now will work, you can just change your entire company. You can change the entire direction you're going. You are not forced to sell the same products and services forever, nor should you. True failure, or the true end of something, is simply a choice to no longer evolve, to no longer iterate, to close down a chapter, to make room for something better. And either option is okay. I need you guys to stop looking at failure as anything but a lesson or a choice to pivot. It will help you as you move forward. Once you understand this, it makes building meaningful things much, much easier. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you guys. Starting anything from scratch is friggin' hard. Everything that I've started so far in my life has been started from scratch, and nothing happened overnight. Nothing was handed to me. I had to work for all of it. But ultimately, what worth doing doesn't have some challenge to it, okay? What worth doing? What new service, new product, new company worth launching would be worth it if it was just handed to you and super easy? The value is in the moat that you create. The value is in the effort and the skills that you have to take on in order to execute great services and products. Trust me. I identified 10 common pitfalls that new companies run into, and I want to just give you some advice to my people who are launching new companies, have a new product, a new podcast, a new idea that they are trying to get off the ground. Here are 10 common pitfalls that new initiatives tend to face. They're not in any order of importance, guys. They're just 10 pitfalls that if you can change your mindset around them a little bit, it can really help you find success in these new launches for you. Quick pause here, and thank you for tuning in and supporting the show. I want to recognize Hyperfab, a Canadian precision fabrication company built by the team behind Hypervac Technologies, supporting projects in both Canada and the United States. They focus on high-quality sheet metal, fast turnaround, and solving complex fabrication challenges when it matters most. Hyperfab is proud to be our title sponsor for 2026. Thanks for listening. Let's get back to the show. Number 1, ideas without action die quickly. Ideas without action die quickly. Like I said in the beginning, take an action. Take it quickly. Maybe it is just buying that domain in a mall parking lot when the idea strikes, okay? That little action led to a super fun show. And I bet you, had I not taken that initial quick action, I'm not sure I used to work there would be with us today. Act fast on ideas. The universe gave it to you for a reason. I always like to believe, for right or for wrong, I know nothing. I am not a universe guru. But I truly believe that when you get an idea, so does like 1,000 other people. I really believe that, guys. I think like ideas are just out there. And if you're getting it, guess what? So are like 50 other people, 1,000 other people. Who knows, okay? It's who is going to act on it quicker. Look at it from that standpoint. The next time you have a groundbreaking idea, take an action. Be that person who snatches it out of the ether and does something great with it, okay? Take action quickly. And a simple quick action locks it down. Like I said, buy that domain, write the idea down, explore the concept with your AI chat companion, whatever you want to do. But start to explore it. Start to understand it. Start to take forward action. Number 2, nobody sees the idea the way that you do. I think that's also very important because the first thing we do when we have a great idea is we try to validate it, right? We start talking to our friends, our family, our significant other, and maybe you get the feedback you want, but maybe you get the naysayers, the people who are scared for you, the people who are trying to protect you. Funny story, when I launched Capital Business Development, me and Shelby had some like initial conversations that were kind of hard because she had seen experiences in the past where people launched businesses and it went very poorly. And so she was kind of afraid for me and for our family. And she's like, I don't know if I want you to take this avenue. Now it's like, I couldn't imagine going a different one. And now I don't think she could either. But ultimately in the beginning, there was definitely a little bit of tension regarding launching my company, right? And it wasn't because she didn't think I could do it. it was because she was a little bit afraid for me. And I think there's a lot of people out there who do that and they project those fears onto you, and they can really slow you down from taking action on a really great idea. And so what I'm kind of saying to you guys is nobody sees the idea the way that you do. Take all advice with a grain of salt and recognize that your idea, your feeling, how you feel about it is actually what matters most. Take what others say with a grain of salt and make the choice that feels right to you, okay? Keep in mind that some people that are being negative, they're being afraid for you. They're projecting their own self-fear onto you. And that absolutely happens. And so we have to be very careful with who we are soundboarding our ideas with, because they could get poo-pooed when really they are ultimately great ideas. Look to yourself. If you're excited about it, if you want to take forward action, if you think there's an opportunity there, it's for you to identify the opportunity. It's for you to field test the idea. And it is for you to ultimately make the decision to move forward or not to. Number 3, momentum favors the bold, okay? Momentum is the most powerful thing in any new idea, okay? You have to move, you have to take action, and you have to take action quickly. Momentum compounds, okay? Every action you take compounds and makes the next action not only faster, not only easier, but even more powerful than the one prior. So keep moving forward, okay? If you stop swimming, you die very quickly, especially with a new idea. The moment you start to slow down, you start to contemplate, you stop, it really makes it hard to get going again. Take both daily and weekly action. By daily, it can be something simple. Prompt your ChatGPT, buy a domain, look up an idea for a product or service. Just keep doing small daily actions. Keep moving forward. When you have that idea, friggin' latch onto it like a fish on a hook, okay? And don't let that sucker go. Be okay with good enough, okay? Be okay with good enough, especially when we're in this momentum phase. Good enough is good enough, okay? If I look at the BDP, my 3rd episode, guys, I talked to you guys about it multiple times. My 3rd episode was almost the end. I wasn't happy with it. There's actually nothing wrong with that episode, by the way, other than the fact that I was very, very new at making anything. But I had feelings about it. Nobody noticed. Literally, nobody noticed that I was feeling nervous that day, or that I was having a hard time, or that I was feeling like, oh, I should just shut this thing down, okay? Nobody notices. You are your biggest critic. And so good enough is probably good enough, or maybe even better than good enough, okay? Keep that in mind as you are moving forward on your new ideas. Good enough is better than not at all every time. In this momentum phase, shifting your idea is okay if it builds momentum. And so if there was something you were going to do, but you realized, oh, if I do this, it's going to take too long, or it's going to slow me down, pause, shift the idea, go a different direction. That is completely fine as long as you keep moving forward. Momentum is powerful. And momentum is one of the things that has helped me continue to move forward with Capital BD, with the Catalyst Club, I used to work there, with the BDP. It is shifting on the fly, being okay with shifting directions as long as it means we have forward progress, okay? Not every show can be the best show ever, and that is completely okay, as long as you show up the next week and do make a better one. Number 4, imposter syndrome and why you, okay? Everybody struggles with imposter syndrome. Everyone, okay? New business owners, existing business owners, new executives, new managers, you name it. If you're handed a new opportunity, we're all struggling with a little bit of imposter syndrome. The cool thing about imposter syndrome, and I've done lots of shows on it, is that if you keep showing up week over week and doing the thing that you're supposed to be an imposter on, eventually your brain cannot tell you you're an imposter. Why? Because you're showing up and you're kicking ass every single week, okay? Just keep showing up, just keep making a difference, and you will overcome your imposter syndrome. Also, why you, okay? There's a lot of scenarios and things that you're going to tackle, especially with the podcast. I know why you was something that came up with me at the launch of the BDP quite a bit. I was asking myself, why me? Who am I to show up and teach the world about business development? Who am I to show up as a new entrepreneur and tell people how to do this, okay? Why not me though? And that was ultimately where it went as I went further down the conversation, as I met more executives, started having more conversations with leaders and realizing, why not me? Like everybody is in this situation until they're not. The answer is why not you to pretty much everything that you want to tackle in life, okay? So every time you have a why me, I want you to immediately turn that shit around and say, why not me? And guess what? Your brain is going to have a really hard time answering that question. You absolutely deserve success, and you will have it if you stick with it. Number 5, your early excitement on everything will fade, okay? So really take advantage of that like initial momentum where you're super excited about something, where you have a new idea and just everything is falling into place. Your momentum is high and everything is great because, by the time you're years into something, the excitement just isn't what it was in the very beginning. And so new shiny big ideas are always fun at the launch. But the reality is big ideas take time to execute. Everything big, every big vision and dream that you have, it's going to take time, okay? Understand, beyond the initial excitement, lock down, what is your why? What will keep you in it, okay? I do the BDP every week because I love meeting all of these rockstar guests. I love showing up every week and having a conversation with you guys. I love the messages that you guys send me about the impact that I've had on your lives and businesses, okay? You have to find a why greater than yourself on every big initiative that you take on. The other thing that you have to do, you have to find the fun in the journey. You have to find the fun in the process, okay? If you can find fun in the journey, you don't need to arrive anywhere, okay? Because you are enjoying every day that you show up and build something. You are enjoying every show you produce. You are enjoying every milestone your business hits, every new client, every new big opportunity, every pivot, okay? Find something you love doing. If you love doing it, the process, how long it takes, it doesn't matter. Enjoying the journey makes the long game possible, and the long game is what makes you successful. Number 6, accept it will take longer and cost more than you planned pretty much every time, okay? Pretty much everything that I've ever embarked on, period, in entrepreneurship, podcasting, life, has either taken longer than I thought or costed more than I thought it would, okay? Pretty much always. And this also applies to how much money you need to make. You also probably need to make more money than you think. So when it comes down to like estimating how long, how much things cost, things like that, understand you're probably almost always underestimating, and you probably almost always need to make more, do more, take more time to make it work well, okay? Anything worth doing takes time, period. Anything worth doing takes time. The reason the things you do will be successful is because it's hard. Think about that for a second. If everything was easy, everyone would be successful, right? If everything was easy, everyone would be successful. That's just not the way it is. That is simply not the way it is. You have to stay the course. You have to learn the hard skills. You have to build the moat. You got to stay in the game long enough to win, longer than your competition, longer than all the people who want to walk in your shoes, okay? That is what is going to make you successful. Number 7, invest in the right things, okay? Take on debt sparingly. Measure all of your results. If you guys are doing ad spends and things like that, make sure that you are only spending the money on the things that move the needle for you and your business every single week. And track the ROI for every dollar spent and only reinvest on the things that have the biggest impact in moving you and your business forward. You only have so much money. Every business on earth, including Amazon, has a limited budget for things, okay? We have to make sure that every dollar spent is moving the needle for us and our business, and we are not wasting money. What does that mean? That means you need to track where your money is going, and you need to track the results you get for every dollar spent. If you can invest in the right things, you are going to vastly speed up the rate at which you succeed. Number 8, make money quickly, okay? Make money quickly. Your business will not operate on goodwill alone. You have to generate revenue, and you have to generate revenue quickly. And even more important than generating revenue, You have to generate profit because profit is what allows you to reinvest in growth and continue this growth trajectory, okay? So don't be starting companies without a plan on how you are going to make money fairly quickly, because otherwise you're going to run into financial challenges very quickly. Know your costs and what profitability looks like and aim for that ASAP. Structure all your products and offerings to get ahead, okay? Make sure that you are accounting for your time, for the costs of all of your equipment, and make sure that you are getting paid fairly for the products and services you are putting out into the world. Number 9, hire smartly and hire slowly, okay? Only hire when you cannot keep up, when you physically cannot do more on your own. That is the point at which you should hire. Look at contractors and short-term support first. We live in basically a contractor-first society, at least in Canada at this point, okay? You can likely find somebody to execute your services, the things you need, your marketing, all on contract. And when things slow down or when you are running into tight challenges, you can let that go. You don't have to continue to pay these people even when the profits are down or the contracts are slow, okay? Find ways to mitigate your risk when it comes to hiring. Also, look for collaborators and partners. There's likely people in your industry who are looking for support, who are looking for help, who are willing to collaborate with you, okay? Find partnerships that you can swap people with, that you can share ideas with, that you can learn from each other, okay? Look for partners and collaborators who can help you grow without needing to take on expensive full-time employees. And last but not least, believe in your ability to accomplish the goal, okay? You are capable. You are smart. You are worthy. You are enough to succeed. Stick in it long enough to win. Nothing is going to come easy. You're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to dig in. But if you dig in and you stick with it, you will win in time. Nothing I have accomplished was handed to me, guys. Everything took work, a lot of work. But that is what keeps it exciting and fun. Even with the new show I used to work there, I'm being forced to level up my skills every single week. Learn how to produce stories in a different way. Learn how to use ambient music. Learn how to use sound effects. Get better and better and better, okay? I am getting better at this because I enjoy the process. I love making shows. If you can find joy in the everyday journey, you will stick with it. And if you stick with anything long enough, you absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, will find success. Remember, you absolutely got this. And if you're listening to this and you have not given us a follow on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please do, okay? Follows on Apple Podcasts and Spotify promote the show, help us grow organically within Spotify and Apple. And so if you are a listener of the show and you haven't yet followed, I would greatly appreciate that you do so. Leave us a rating where you can as well. It makes a huge difference. And if you are also looking for weekly support, encouragement, and a community full of leaders who will get behind you, who will encourage you, motivate you, and teach you, I would highly recommend that you check out my private community, the Catalyst Club community. You can find it at www.kellykennedy.official.com. And I would love to see you guys inside. We have weekly events, over 40 events for you to catch up on. Catalyst GPT, the value is tremendous, guys. Go check out Catalyst Club and give it a join if it aligns with you. And last but not least, if you enjoy the Business Development Podcast, you are absolutely going to love I Used to Work There. It is an entertainment show about all of the shit that happens to us in our working lives, guys. The wild things, the scary things, the paranormal things, the exciting things, and just the straight up unbelievable things that happen to people at work. We share it on I Used to Work There. There are 3 episodes right now for you to catch up on, and trust me, you'll be waiting for the next one. Go check it out, give it a follow, give it a like, give it a rating, tell someone about it, and help us get this new show off the ground. Shoutouts this week: Carmen LaBelle, David Henriquez, Gary Noseworthy, Colin Harms, Jamie Crozier, Jen Ruggiero, Chris Friesen, Jordan LaBelle, Trevor Muir, Tristan Keller, Miranda Summers, Mitch Compry, Lindsay McDermott, Rudy A. Zacharias, Bradford Craig, Brad Warren, Tiffany Connaughton, Melanie Whittingham, Connor Nichols, Chloe Wu, Lasser Jorgensen, Marius Uwadada, Carly Grove, Jamie Moffat, and Susan Paseka. Until next time, you've been listening to the Business Development Podcast. I'm Kelly Kennedy, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
This has been the Business Development Podcast with Kelly Kennedy. Kelly has 15 years in sales and business development experience within the Alberta oil and gas industry and founded his own business development firm in 2020. His passion and his specialization is in customer relationship generation and business development. The show is brought to you by Capital Business Development, your business development specialists. For more, we invite you to the website at www.capitalbd.ca. See you next time on the Business Development Podcast.
Imagine pulling into your garage and watching your car disappear into the floor or rise into view like something straight out of a movie. That's what Atlas Elite Lifts delivers. Atlas creates stunning car lift systems designed for luxury homes, high-end condominiums, premium dealerships, and commercial spaces where design matters. These systems are not just engineered for performance. They're designed to become part of the architecture itself. And honestly, it's something you have to see to believe. So beautiful, it's Batcave ready. Visit www.atlaselitelifts.com today.